Meanwhile, the president's series of meetings with Japanese businessmen, which began just hours after his arrival in Tokyo yesterday, resumed today. The president met with NIKKEI Incorporated executives before keynoting a special session of NIKKEI's 21st International Conference on the Future of Asia. In his speech, the president stressed that regional stability must be maintained to attain continued economic growth in the Asia-Pacific. Again, here's Elena.
President Aquino emphasized the importance of freedom of navigation and the rule of law on the issue of the West Philippine Sea. Speaking before NIKKEI's 21st International Conference on the Future of Asia, the president said China should re-examine its objectives in maintaining the goodwill to the rest of the world.
The last ambassador of the Philippines was asked, do you intend to declare an ADIZ over the Spratlys and over the South China Sea? They are empowered to do so. This reclamation effort seems to go against both the letter of this agreement entered into as well as the spirit of the law. So perhaps we reiterate, we ask China, is this a necessary step? And if stability is a necessary prerequisite to prosperity for all, and if prosperity for all our peoples is the be-all and end-all of any government, then perhaps they should re-examine all of these efforts. This is necessary given the increasing tensions that are happening because of these activities.
President Aquino thanked Japan for its support to the Philippines' peaceful, lawful, and principled approach. He likewise thanked the other countries who are doing the same.
When America and Japan both talk about their concerns, and this voice is also seconded by the European Union and various other countries that have expressed concern about the reclamation efforts, that reminds China of its responsibility as a member of the community of nations to adhere to international law and to perhaps re-examine its objectives relative to its maintaining the goodwill of the rest of the world. So for that we are thankful, because the opposite would have been if every country had chosen to remain silent on this particular issue. Perhaps that might have encouraged them to even accelerate the reclamation efforts going on, because they might have said, nobody seems, we will do what we want. Right?
Japan is one of only two countries with whom the Philippines has strategic partnership. The other country is the U.S., who has a military base in Okinawa, Japan.
There is also the need for their presence, and unfortunately in our constitution we are no longer allowed to have foreign bases or foreign military bases in our country. So we'd like to thank again the people of Okinawa and the Japanese people in general, that there is that has a balancing role, especially given the recent tensions that have been happening that affect both of our countries. Unfortunately, there are sacrifices have to be made. We'd like to do our part. There's an enhanced defense cooperation agreement between the Philippines and the United States. Once everything has been ironed out, there's a challenge before our Supreme Court with regards to this agreement. Then perhaps we can also pull our weight and do our share towards enhancing security and stability within the region.
For the People's Elena, Tokyo, Japan.